Need to go and get a cardigan because it's a bit nippy. What do I have to do to get you to know it's you? Oh, it's cold. Just had to get this throw thing, shawl thing. Got something to say, I got something to tell you. I got something to say. That's just popped in my head. And if it does, I'll just sing it because who cares? I don't care what people think. You know, you've got to do what makes your heart sing. I think you really soul thing, I should say. That's what I'm going to talk about at the end of this chat. It's a bit mixed. Steamy blueberries, that should have gone off on the 14th, but they're still absolutely fine. Must be the energy zapping around. I'll just see if a couple more people come in. I'll show you what I've got today. I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. Well, what happened here. Just got a great video for people to watch. I've just been dancing to it.
You can't wait on their affirmation. You can't wait on their approval. You can't wait.
Really need to go and watch it. It's amazing. But I'll talk about that in a minute. First thing I've just put on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I love it, I love it. Got to do what you love. If you feel like dancing, just dance. If someone thinks you look mad or, you know, it's not the thing to do when you just randomly just start singing or dancing, who cares? So I'll get on with it because there's a couple of you here and it doesn't really matter anyway because, you know, you can watch it at your own pace. But before I talk about the title, I just want to say I've just been shopping, food shopping, and I needed some tea bags. And just for when people come around, but I'm getting my, you know, my fruity tea bags. But I do make my own when I've got the stuff in. These are really, really gorgeous. These, obviously you can make your own. What were they? Strawberry and pink rhubarb. Gorgeous. And then I just got some more for me because no one else drinks these. My son doesn't drink fruity. Just for me. And I have got these because you've all seen them in the pot where I make my own tea, but I haven't got any. I haven't really got any chamomile left, so I thought I'll just have to buy some. Actually, I'm drinking it now. But actually, mine tastes a lot better, people. But I just got them in because I think they're quite a calming tea, which is, you get 15 in there. So, you know, I'm trying to cut down on tea, more fruity teas and water. So you get 15, but I've got chamomile and manuka honey because that's what I normally put a bit of honey in mine anyway. Because I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. And chamomile's very calming, I think, and it's nice before you go to bed. Soothing chamomile with sweet flavour of manuka honey, but I do put my own honey in it. Didn't really taste like it had any in, but it's still nice. Hi, we've got a few things to talk about. Something told me to go in the thrift shop, and I thought, on the way food shopping, there's a thrift shop, charity shop, whatever you want to call it. I like saying thrift. Thrift sounds nicer. You're thrifting. So, and I want to get rid of some of some toys that are down there with Finn's. You know, get rid of them, take them to the charity shop, and some of my. I want to really go I know it's hard, women. Need to go through some of my clothes to take to the charity shop tomorrow. So I went in and thought, I'll just see if there's anything in there, because the other day I was talking to my mum about getting waterproof coats. I've just put this on because I was warming up. Waterproof coats, and this top's from the thrift shop. You know, like barber coats, but I can't afford like a barber coat. And I thought, I love them coats. I love like green, you know, a bit earthy. I like the colour green, you know, khaki greens and stuff. And I thought, and she went, oh, well, you know. And I like a coat with a good hood on it, because I don't like these coats that come to here. There's no point if it's raining, if it's only going to come to here. I want it to come to at least here, so I can tuck my hair under. If you're walking, you don't get wet, so it doesn't matter if it's raining. You don't have to hold a brolly up, especially mothers out there who've got kids in a buggy. You don't have to carry it, but you know, you need a good hood, one that's not, you're still getting wet, you know, your face and everything, especially if you're having nice walks in nature. Of course, I still believe in Q. Just about to talk to that in a bit. Seeing as ITV have just plastered it all over the news yesterday, saying it's not real. But it doesn't matter, does it? It's what people think. If you don't believe it's real, then that's up to you. That's fine. There's a load of us who don't think that way. As my granddad always said, he worked for the newspapers and said, don't believe everything they tell you. So, you know what I mean? It's all the same thing, mainstream media. Not really talking about that at the minute. And the thing is, if you don't know about, what's his name, John B. Wells, who was actually on the programme last night, you need to go and watch his channel and think about why they might have put it on there. Well, a lot of people over here, I don't think, know who the Wells guy who was on that interview yesterday. We do. Some of us do. Not talking about the guy who did the programme. What you've got to get right is the guy who did the interview with Trump. If you're going on about that yesterday, mainstream media, you need to be looking at the Wells guys. I'm going to be talking about this in a bit, because I'm going to be talking about Gaddafi and what people don't know about Gaddafi and what Gaddafi did for his people and what Gaddafi knew about JFK and these all the people in the Middle East wanting to war with the West. It's not the people of the West. It's the governments and the higher ups, and when they're telling soldiers to go into certain countries, it's not the soldiers. They're just doing what they're doing because they've been told that they're doing something different to what they want them to do. So this is what I was saying to my dad today. So, you know, I can understand why people in the Middle East are not liking people in the West. It's not us the people. That's what you've got to get right. All the world's been deceived. They've got us arguing with each other. Something was said yesterday about North Korea and South Korea. Some guys shot each other. No, they're not. There's a picture of them. They're shaking hands. 2 soldiers. It's over. Wars are coming to an end, and the reason why they're coming to an end is because we, the people of the world, all over the world, know what's going on. So I'll be talking about that in a minute. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm going through what I'm going through, and then I'll get to that bit in a minute. But it's up to people to research. That's all it's about, and then find out whether you believe it or not. And that's when you will find out whether you believe it or not. Not just because the news said it's not real or I said it's real. You've got to research yourself. That's what it's all about. It's not believing me. It's not believing mainstream media. And if you do believe everything they say, you've got a big shock coming. It's not believing me. It's not believing Q. It's not believing mainstream media. It's going and doing the research, and then you'll find out what truth's in where and who's telling the truth. So that's all I'm saying. Hi, Sandy. So went to the thrift store. So I'll get to that in a minute. Zub 41R, because I'm not talking about that right now. Might be a bit of a long chat. As the world turns, exactly. I'll be on that in a minute, peeps. I'm just going to talk about this morning, and then I'm going to get into that, because there's a chat about that. There's a chat about, I've just sat in the garden in the sun, and that's the thing what I talk about, because I took my pen and paper in the garden, and that's when I start writing. Downloads, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I've started writing something, so I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. So I went to the thrift store, and I found these. But I'll tell you what I did find, what the big thing that made me happy. You know, someone else's rubbish is someone else's treasure. We should be recycling stuff, you know, not, it's that consuming thing again. Found these little, you know, I like drawing girls' faces. I thought they were really cute, because they're like little dolls, and they're quite old-fashioned-y sort of, you know. And the postcards. And this one's quite funny because, look, she's looking in the mirror. Because guess what, people? it is about looking in the mirror and looking at yourself and the things you've done in the past and stuff. You know all this stuff I've been talking about? I'll talk about it again because I'm not going in that yet, but looking in the mirror. And there are all these little dolls' faces, but one of them I did really laugh because watch what one of them's got on. Oh, this one made me laugh. There it is. You've got the devil whispering in one ear and the angel in the other. It's your choice. What are you going to do? Because I'll be talking about the creative thing at the end of this about choices, but what happens in the light. So anyway, this was the one that I laughed at. See if you can see what I can see. See what you can see. What I can see. Hi. The all-seeing guy. So that was quite funny. As the world turned, JFK Jr. is celebrating his birthday and Christmas with Trump and America. Well, I did say yesterday, just before I get into that chat, don't get upset about yesterday if you didn't think something was happening, because it's Christmas and got a new addition to the family to show you in a minute. No, it's not a bird, because if I get the bird, it won't be till after Christmas. It's a new addition to my plant family. You're going to laugh at this, and I've got a great idea to do with it. Respecting all that sort of stuff. Then I saw this game. Who remembers this? Who remembers Hungry Hippos? But this isn't Hungry Hippos. It's Hungry Dog. Dog eat dog. Hungry Dog, but it was Hungry Hippos and I was younger. It's on 17. So it was £1.50 and I thought, my son would quite like that. I've checked inside. It's like brand new. It's got all the balls in it. So I thought, oh well, you know, £1.50. Can't go wrong there. Getting some games. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing missing. The box is perfect. I doubt these kids have even played with it. So I thought, I'll get that. I'll get that. Hi, AJ. So went to the thrift shop. Now, the thing that's made my little soul sing today, apart from a few other things I've just seen this morning, is this coat. I was just talking about, I wanted a barber coat, but I can't afford a barber coat. But this reminds me of it's only from George and Asda, a barber coat. You know, someone else's rubbish is someone else's treasure in the thrift store. And I thought, I love it. I love the colour. And what I love about it is I can go on my nature walks and I sit in the garden as well, even when it's cold, even if it's just for 10 minutes. That's where I've just got these thoughts coming into my head. While I was just sat in a little bit of tiny sunshine, because that's what I believe you should do. Recharging batteries. Talk about that in a minute. Look at this coat. I love it. I love it. So I've got this coat. Looks a bit like a barber coat, you know. Big pockets. It's a bit bigger, which I love, a bit of a sloppy coat, so it's not tight, you know. So it's like, you know, when you go walking, I love walking, and I love walking when I get out walking. Flowers in it. The only thing was, he said it was a size 18. It's not a size 18. I'm not a size 18, but I don't know if they do smaller sizes there. I don't know, but I like things a bit bigger anyway. And it was £5. So, Watson. Yeah, I know, Watson. No, I got a snippet and I went in the garden and thought, I'll just sit in that, and I just caught a snippet of it. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So, I'm going to put it on. I love it. I love the colour because it's earthy. I love khaki green. I am a peach and pink lady, but I do love khaki green because it's nature's colour. So, that's what it reminds me of. It's just earthy colour, isn't it? So, let me get it on. You know, it's one of these big pockets. And it's a little bit girly because it's got the flowers on. I was like, yes, I love it. I've always wanted one of these. £5. Someone else's. And I have to have a good hood. I feel like an elf. I feel like Lord of the Rings, you know, and they've got the... I love it. I always love a good hood. I'm not going to get wet. My hair's not going to get wet, so thank you. And I can sit in the garden in it. I just had it on before with a scarf on because it's colder over here. I just need some gloves. I've lost my gloves, but I was like, I love it. I'm just so chuffed. Thank you. It told me to go into the charity shop, and I did. And I was talking about getting a barber coat yesterday to my mum. And I thought, they're too dear at the minute. And ta-da! When you put your thought out there, something will come to you in the way it doesn't always. Like, it's not brand new. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with it. Someone just doesn't want it anymore. They might not even want it that much, but I got one for £5. Yeah, so I was well chuffed. Guess what else I got? Not from the charity shop. Are you ready for this? This is for Christmas. This is My little gift to you lot for Christmas, we've got dun, 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 dun. It's a new addition to the family. It's not a bird. I'm not getting that till after Christmas. After I've been to Ireland, because it's not fair to get a bird and then go on holiday for a long weekend and leave the bird when I'm supposed to be getting used to it. So that won't be yet. You ready? So you can guess what it is. It's a plant. So you can guess what it is. Exactly, put your intentions out. Yeah, you put them out and they come back to you different. I keep saying I'll do a proper chat on this and I haven't done one yet. You ready? It's my little gift for you lot, and I'm going to do something with it, and I'm going to change the thing on top as well. I saw it and I thought, I'm going to have to get it. I'll sacrifice something else for this. So, no, it's not an orchid. I love my orchids. It's a little Christmas tree from Morrison's. I got a silver with stars on. It's called, I like to name my plants, it's called John John. It's John John the Christmas tree. And what I'm going to do is, and it's got a red bow on, so I'm going to put a blue one on, Tiffany blue. I'm going to find one. And then I'm going to make and get some little Tiffany blue decorations. But what I think we might do is use it as an advent calendar tree. So when it starts on the 1st of December, I'll make, an ornament, and put it on until we get up to Christmas, and it'll be all full of Tiffany blue. I might even make one with a picture of JFK Jr. I don't know. I'll just see what pops into my head. You know, I crochet these little flowers, which is a bit like a Tiffany blue. I could make little, I don't know. I think that'd be quite a good idea. So there it is. This is John John. We've got Bert over there. That's Bert. That's Bert. Even my mum said, where did you get Bert from? That hasn't got a name yet. And this is John John. John John! That's John John. Maybe we need to get another one on that side, and we've got Trump and John John. It's the Qanon, Trump, JFK Jr. tree. That's what that is. Oh, I just thought, I saw it and I thought, oh, there's a little Christmas tree. I've got a big Christmas tree, obviously, and I thought, that's John John. He's called John John. Name your plants, people. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm thinking of you. So that's my little gift to you. Like, we've got a Christmas tree. So I can leave it there, and then I can start making little Christmas tree decorations and use it as an advent calendar tree. So every day, I'll put something on it when we get up to the 1st. So I'll be excited because there's me making things again. Oh, have yourself a song that came in my head today was, what songs have been coming into my head today? We are family. I got all my sisters and brothers with me. Just put that in there. And I've been singing. Who remembers this song? It's just popped into my head. And this is what I say about, because I'm talking about your soul singing, which I'm going to talk about in a minute after I've just got a little bit of cue out the way for people who have been watching. What's that song? Some of you might be young and you might not remember it. Some of you probably will. Who sang? What do I have to do to get you to notice me too? Do I stand in line, one of a million admiring eyes? Walk a tightrope way up high, write your name Q across the sky. I am going crazy just to let you know. I've been around the block enough to know. When I get my hands on you, I won't let go. This time I know it's for real. Was it by Donna Summer? I was just remembering that song. I was like, oh yeah, I used to like that song. See how I put Q in there? Write your name, Q across the sky. I am going crazy just to let you lot know that Q is real, don't you know? Just thought I'd throw that in there. It's what we're saying about don't be scared of just doing what you feel like, people. Even if people are going to laugh, who cares? Right, so let's get down to it. So, anyway, we saw the story. Not sure I recognise it. Oh, it's by Donna Summer. Donna Summer, she was called years back on a record player. Any young people out there? Yes, we used to put it on a record player. Oh, and we used to have things called Walkmans when I was younger. So, yesterday I reported on In Q we trust. Oh, yes, we do. Can I get a whoop whoop? So, yesterday I reported on ITV reporting on the QAnon conspiracy and Trump conspiracy is not real and this, that, and the other. By the way, did anyone notice who was in that? If anyone saw it. The last boom will be magical. Yes, I'm going to report on that in a minute. It's on my phone. I've just put it on. And this video came on and I went, it's like, oh my God. Christmas time, people. This is what I've been saying. So, what's the guy called? John B. Wells? Now, John B. Wells has been on Soapbox, who do the Q drop. And if you go to his channel, he talks about a lot of things there that Q talks about. So I'm thinking, out of all the people they could have done an interview with, why was he in the interview on ITV? Just throwing it out there. And if you don't know who John B. Wells is, he's got a channel on YouTube and you need to go and find it and you need to go and watch it and you need to go and research. Because he has actually done, my dad was telling me, because I've been over and seen a few, but I've seen him on other things. The guy with a dead deep voice, he's got a sexy voice actually. He's got videos about talking about Gaddafi and people in, where was Gaddafi from again? People of his country. Telling the real story. Because despite what some people think, or a lot of people think over here, because the mainstream media have said Gaddafi was this, Gaddafi was bad to his people. Guess what, people? He wasn't. He had free, I don't know what he had, free healthcare. He had all these things. And Libya, yeah, and they weren't in debt. No one was in debt. He had all these things. You can just go and watch that video that he's put out about that on, I think, is it John B. Wells, Iraq? Yeah, sorry, I don't know which one it is. You know what I mean, anyway. You can go and check that video out. And people from that country talk about it. People who live there, telling the truth. Now, that's what I'm saying about mainstream media. They make out, oh, he was this, oh, he was that. I'm not saying he might have done things, I don't know. But what we're saying is, they lie to the people like us. People sat watching telly. So we go to war and bomb other countries for we know what for. Because when you start researching and Q's put all this out there, that's why it is real. You can see Gaddafi knew stuff JFK knew. He knew what they did to JFK. And they did the same to Gaddafi, didn't they? They killed him, didn't they? He didn't want globalism. He wanted his own country, despite if he had done things in the past, I don't know. He wanted things for his country. Globalism. Trump is not a globalist. Trump is a nationalist for his own country, like we all should be, but it doesn't mean we can't trade and we can't be friends with each other. It's just that you can't say in this country that's the same law in that country. No, like what the EU are trying to do with us. So that's why I've got to research people, because people need to wake up and smell the coffee, really. What happens when you give up your nuclear weapons? Well, exactly. We've all and then apparently they've just reported on somewhere, South Korea, North Korea, oh, that one shot this other shoulder. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Because that was mainstream media again. I'll show you the picture of what happened. No, they didn't. And this is the mainstream media. That's why it's so hard to wake people up watching mainstream media. If we all expecting JFK Jr. to appear yesterday, then we're the enemy, so not safe. Q has always said things change, so he'll... Oh yeah, I did say the other day, if anyone remembers, we didn't know for sure if he was doing it yesterday, because Christmas and the Santa thing's a big thing, isn't it? And I said if it wasn't yesterday, because sometimes we jump on the ball and think it's that day, and then everyone's like Chinese whispers. But we know with Q that it's always a slightly bit different to what we normally think it is, and slightly a bit out of date as well. Hi, Fifth World. I had a feeling you were alive, and one has a that's why I said don't worry. I was saying I think it's Christmas, people, because Christmas has been in a lot of the things, Santa of America and all that. So just let me show you this picture. Oh, you'll like this one in a minute when I get onto the soul thing. After this, oh, I'm only doing a little bit on Q because we all know what's going on. Well, some people don't, but... Oh, no, I don't want that. No. Oh, what's going on? Right, so... What is going on with... I hate this phone. Get off. Right, I'm trying to... So sensitive, this phone. Well, the same thing with Saddam Hussein. I think he knew as well. It's just that we get told lies in the news and then everyone starts... It's that cause... What is it? Action... that saying... What's that saying? What? Here's a picture of North Korea and South Korea armed combat. You know, they're all fighting each other, aren't they? No, they're shaking hands. Bye. Really fighting each other, aren't they? Right, my dad's just sent me something daft. Let me see what this is. Oh my God, there's another girl called Dolly Daydream, look. But my name's all together. Oh, she's singing, but it's not me. So we all know about this. Well, some people know about this so much different than we knew or still know. Yeah, so like I said, Gaddafi knew about JFK and why they killed him. Like I said, he didn't want globalism. He didn't want globalism. Every country should have the right to do their own, like, traditions and things like they do in their country. As long as it's not hurting people, there shouldn't be one global leader. That's what Agenda 21 was, whatever. All the stuff we've been talking about. So I don't need to go on about it because most of us know about it. The people who just go, oh, no, it's not true, then hey ho, that's your reality. But we knew what was going on. So, yeah, so that is on Bill. Who is it? Bill. John B. Wells, sorry. Who was actually on? John B. Wells was actually on last night on the interview in the UK on the ITV about Trump and Q saying it's a conspiracy theory and it's not real. So that makes me think, because if you know him, he's been on Soapbox and all that, so it's quite funny. I watched Jordan Patterson for the first time today. Yeah, and I'm just like, whatever. All you're doing is the media has done a good job there because they're just putting in people's heads about Q. So when they do hear it, they're going to be like, what is this? Let me go and research about it. That's all I can say. Anyway, I've just come on YouTube because I've not really been looking, and I saw this. Now, we all know this who've been following about JFK Jr., so it is nothing new to me or some of us on here, but I started dancing to this. So if you go over to Original Network News, this is on there, and it is this. I can't play the music, I don't think, so...
You do it, you're gonna have to do it all by yourself.
Keep watching because it's going to show you JFK and his wife at the rallies that we all know about. Greetings, light being, yay! Yeah. It's got Kellyanne Hub News stuff on it, where he dressed up as the guy with the bald head. And Michelle Obama went, it's you. If you haven't seen that on Kellyanne Hub News, it is on this video. But most of us know about it. Little finger, pulling the finger. That's JFK Jr. Look at her face. Watch your face. It's you, she said. Look at Michelle Obama's face. JFK Jr. with a mask on, people. Look at her face. What was in the Tiffany box? A picture frame. Who was in the picture frame? The pen. JFK's pen in the pocket of Vincent Fusca. There's Vincent. There's JFK. We all know this because we've done research. I called that out about his lip ages ago, saying not Vincent Fusca, he had a very square, prominent lip here. There's the van that I talked about. Some people are sort of still telling me about, oh, have you seen this? I've seen that. I did these videos months ago. Along with the people who've done these videos, like it says at the end. There's his son, who's believed to be his son. His daughter looks like the mother. Vincent, there's John. People aren't researching, so when they tell us it's a conspiracy theory, it's like, okay. Looked very nervous that day. Seen that video. Look at that. Wow. Not seen that picture. Yeah, it's them, which I've been shouting out forever and most of us have done, so I don't really need to, anyone that comes on new here because they've seen the title with queuing, especially in the UK, think it's not real. That's up to you. We've been researching for months. So that was on, if you want to check that out, I think it was collaboration with like Kellyanne and some others and people we know. So it was Santa Claus of the United States, yeah. So that was original network news, and it's the JFK Jr. living final edit, yeah. Happy Christmas, people. So I'd just like to add on before I do the chat about Happy Soul and all that. Santa Claus of the United States and Celebrate with JFK Jr. both tweeted out that video. Oh, I didn't know because I haven't been on anything this morning. I've not looked. I was trying to stay off it a little bit this morning. See what everyone else says, but I do believe, plus the fact that there's two different Fuskers, yeah, it's what I mean. People are lazy, they won't research. They see one thing, someone saying, oh, it's not him, and then it's like, look, we've researched. If you see, you know the truth. So that's all I'm going to say. Like it has been planned for years. It has been planned for years. It's been in the plan for years. JFK Jr. supposedly died in 1999. Right, so that was what, 19 years ago or something, very long time. Maybe before that. It's getting justice for his father as well as everything else. Who made the word up? Conspiracy theory. The CIA. Why? One, to cover up JFK's murder and things that he knew, and everything else, the conspiracies that they put out on the ITV yesterday. Twin Towers, LA shootings, blah blah blah. All of them. They even had an alien. They even had a UFO. Mocking it, flying over. Then they got the woman in America whose husband was a firefighter, so I think he might know, trying to make out she was mad, saying, oh, she's on it all the time and this is what they do. They go on the cham boards and they do this and they do that. It's not just about the cham boards. It's not just, you know what I mean? Trying to make out we're all nutcases. So less of that anyway, because the people who know, who actually research and don't sit on their asses, we know. So it doesn't matter what anyone else says, because you will not. You can't tell a QAnon Qer any different, because, like I said, until it's been proven it's not real, we'll still be on it. And I've been on it near enough from the beginning, January. It was only like a month or so out. It's not been proven wrong. People think it has, like they tried to put in the ITV. Oh, it's just because it matched up to when he said tip-top here. It's like, no, it's not. Loads of things, but the reason why people can't find out about it and don't find out about on mainstream media is because mainstream media are not reporting on it, apart from saying it's a conspiracy theory. Conspiracies no more. We are becoming immortal in the JFK Jr. as a Christ figure. Yeah, believe that too. See, I've seen some spiritual people. I love the channels, and I don't need to say names. They might watch, I don't know, and they say, oh, they don't believe in it. And that's good, because it's whoever's reality, but I've got me toe out in reality and me toe in the spiritual as well, because at the end of the day, that QAnon movement is still spiritual, like it said anyway. It's not just a war of blood and flesh, it is a war of, spiritual. And when people talk about the other stuff and they're not talking about Q, it's still the same thing. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to watch it. Like when I first got into it, you get obsessed, but then I fell away from it. That's why I didn't check this morning. I don't check the Q posts all the time, because we know we've won, basically. We know what's coming. And that's why I said the other day, don't worry if something didn't happen that you wanted to happen yesterday. And this is the problem, because people who don't follow Q will go, well, you said he was coming out on the 22nd or the 11th. And yeah, because we all assume that because we get little drops. But sometimes when you look again, it wasn't saying that. It's normally a couple of days after or a couple of weeks after, because obviously they're trying to trick the left side. We know the left side watch the boards and stuff, but that's how it works, and that's how we see now that is how Q works. So everyone thinks nothing happens, but it does, because we know it happens after. And it's normally on the Q clock for the right time. It's just we jump ahead sometimes because it was the anniversary yesterday. There will have been things that happened there. We might not have seen things. I didn't watch a lot of the parade and stuff, so we don't know. It's a spiritual war now. Yeah, it is, exactly. Because the thing is, the wars have gone, physical wars have gone. Now it's a spiritual war, because this is what we're fighting against now. But we're winning, because love always wins. And at the end of the day, that's what it is, basically, And everyone says Camelot's coming back. That's to do with JFK Jr. He's the light. He's the beacon in America, the beacon of light. A bit like you say, Christ is coming to to save us. Well, guess what? JFK Jr.'s coming to tell the story of what happened, which will unite America, and then it will unite the world. Because the world knows what's going on. That's why I say people come here. Someone came in here yesterday being stupid, shouting Muslims out because of all this stuff that's going on in the UK and this, that and the other, all they're going on about Islam. What people need to realise is, yes, there is some stuff going on with radicals, but not normal Muslims. The thing that everyone's got to realise, I was saying this to my dad on the phone, is in the Middle East, I just said before, I can understand why people in different countries, war-torn countries, that are upset because, you know, militaries have gone in around the world, America especially, and ours and other places have gone in and done things to their countries and this, that and the other. But that's not we the people. That's not the people of the UK. That's not the people of America. It's not the people of Australia or wherever. They're being told, the people who watch the news, lies. So they think we think we're going in for something to help people, when really behind the scenes that's not what they've been doing. That's not what the Red Cross have been doing over there. That's not what the UN's been doing over there. And that's not me saying that. That's everyone talking about, researching. And I think mainstream media think the normal people are stupid. We're not. We know what's going on. But there's a lot of sheeple who are asleep that still watch mainstream media that have not got a clue because they believe. My mum said, I had a discussion about what was on again last night, the ITV report on Trump, you know, conspiracy, and he's fear-mongering everyone and this, that, and the other, and Qanon. She went, I know, but the thing is, it's because, well, they put it on there. I went, Mum, how many times do I have to tell you? It's mainstream media. She went, I know, but they were saying. I went, no, Mum. No, I said, actually, someone might have put it out there. It's getting it into people's heads, so I don't care. It doesn't matter if they're saying it's wrong. Some people who might have been thinking about Cuba thinking, hang on a minute, I don't believe mainstream media, so why have they put this on here? You know what I mean? And she went, I know, but I went, no, Mum. She went, well, it was on BBC. I said, it don't matter what channel it's on. It's mainstream media. Who owns mainstream media owns the world. The enemy of the people right now, I've been shouting this out for months, is mainstream media. Here's my dad. Check, I did say that, Dad. Check J.B. Wells on Libya, Clinton, etc. Oh my God. You really need to go and watch that. People of the UK who might be thinking, what's she talking about? Please go and watch that, because I'm going to talk about stuff in a minute you might not be on. You need to go over to the channel of J.B. Wells, get to know who he is, and watch it on Libya and Clinton and etc. And then you tell me, he was in the interview yesterday. John B. Wells was in the interview yesterday, the English guy interviewing him in America about QAnon. He knows about QAnon, so I'm like, things that make you go, things that make you go, the things that make you go, yeah, just saying. So I thought I'd just sing it. Anyway, enough of that, because we know what's happening. Apart from, it's on Scottus on Twitter. Yeah, the only thing I will say, Merry Christmas. Do you know what I mean? So don't be sad about yesterday if you're thinking, oh, nothing happened, and people are like, oh, you said this and that. I didn't say that. I said me and my dad were thinking maybe it'll be at Christmas before. It'll be before the New Year. It's not going to carry on. But we did get told we were having a good Christmas, didn't we? And we're getting told a lot about Santa Claus. Do you believe in Santa? So watch this space. There's John the Christmas tree. That's why I got it today, because I just thought it's Christmas. And he's called John. So he's called John. So anyway, enough of the Q stuff, because I wanted to talk about other stuff, because don't forget, this will be more of a spiritual channel and positive channel, which it always has been, but also I do talk about them things. I don't talk about everything. I don't go through with a fine tooth comb. I'm really onto the JFK Jr. thing because I believe it, because I've seen him and all that sort of stuff. But the reason why I don't go on like some channels and they only stick to it and go through it is because I believe it, I see what's happening, but I also want to do my spiritual stuff as well. And it all entwines. Some people might say, oh, that's another reality. It's not. It all entwines, because it is moving from the dark to the light, bringing the truth. And that's what it's all about. Spirituality is about the truth. It's about standing in love, light, and the truth. So is that movement. Some people don't think it is, but I'm sort of in both worlds, if you know what I mean. Bit of the physical, bit of the spiritual. I call that the outside world, and now I'm going to go to the inside world, but they're coming together. Like I said, it's spiritual with the physical. All the truth needs to be told on our outer side world, which is all that sort of stuff that Q's brought up, and then the inside is the spiritualness. That's how I see it anyway. So anyway, I've sat in the sun before. It wasn't brilliant because it's freezing, so it's not like that warm sunlight, glowing sunlight activating anything off today, but can't see it today. It's normally at night in a good light, but it's not that sunlight, do you know what I mean? So merging realities and dimensions. Yes. So Happy soul. I think, yeah, I'll talk about the happy soul and then I'll talk about what came when I was sat in the sun, you know, when I start writing things down when I'm outside, normally when I'm outside. So, if anyone's just come on, this is the Christmas tree I brought for everybody on here. This is our little cute Christmas tree. It's called John John. And what I'm going to do is, and it's got silver stars on, I'm going to make little ornaments, put on it in Tiffany blue. And when the 1st of December comes, I can start adding them on like a bit of a, what do you call it, advent calendar tree. And I'll show you every day doing it and what I've made and what we're going to put on it. So that's my gift to you, John John the Christmas tree. It does, just because if you know the truth and you want to be positive, you've got to be on that vibration anyway. You've got to be out and talking about it. It's about talking without fear at the end of the day. Love has no fear. So, I'm eating these blueberries. So, happy soul. I was watching Dolores or whatever her name is. I can't remember what her name is. Going on about different things. You know, going about reincarnated and like the lesson you learn if you keep coming back. And I do sort of believe that thing that when we go to the light, you will be shown what you did on earth. Meaning, it doesn't matter what, because that's why they say it's a game here and you can choose to be bad or good. It doesn't matter. But when you go to the light, if you go and they show you your life, you will feel the pain and the misery that you caused other people. And you have to go through that. You know, you'll still go to the light, but you have to know what you did. So you might go back to change that and all that. You know, all that, yeah, Dolores Cannon, yeah. And all that sort of stuff. And I believe in all that because I think that's why they're saying when the spiritualness comes in, we'll go to one. Because when you go to one, not duality, like you can be good or bad and it doesn't matter what you do. When all this spiritualness comes in, that's supposed to be there, that we were cut off to the truth. When we come on to unity and oneness, one love, how can anyone hurt another? You wouldn't do it because you'd know how that felt. Because we'd all be like telepathic. You'd be on the same frequency. You'd know how everybody felt, every animal felt, everything felt that you wouldn't do to others. Like Jesus said, if you want to say that, you know, in the physical form, do, you know, be good to thy neighbour, don't do that you wouldn't do to others, to yourself, or however it goes, because you wouldn't do it. And what you do or say to somebody, it's very hard sometimes, even a little thing, what you do and say to somebody can affect them, and then that, is it called the butterfly effect, and then that affects that person, because if you've said something horrible to somebody out of anger because you were just angry that day and you didn't mean it, but then it affected that person, we all do it, do you know what I mean? And then they've been in a mood about something because you upset them, or they've gone off and done something, and then that's affected someone else. It's a ripple effect, and it just goes down and down the line. So you've affected actually quite a lot of people because you started it first, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a chain reaction. It's a domino effect. It might have been something little, but you can imagine the people who have done really bad things, and then it's affected that person. They've been so in grief with something, and that's upset someone else. There's loads of different things that happen. You know, it's even words you say to people. You don't know. You might think it's not affected you because you're all being bullshit, but it actually could have really affected somebody. And we all do it, and it's hard sometimes to, especially when you're angry about something or something's set you off, you know, and you didn't mean to say it, but then you've said it, and it's a bit late when you've said it, or like, you know, we've done things in the past people are not proud of. You know, there's little things and big things. You know, some people have done really bad things, but it is that thing, and I do believe that's why when people realise that, they'll all come to love, because they're not going to want to see, they're not going to want to feel the way the people have felt that you've hurt. Because you don't know how they feel because you're not them. You might think it was something small, but it could have been something massive, you know, at the end of the day. In Egyptian belief, everybody have to go through that, where you'll be judged, the God in you. Yeah, you've seen, they go to the underworld or the whatever. But what she was sort of saying is you can have done bad things and you can still go to the light, because they say it's sort of game down here. But I believe they're the ones that come back to relive it, reincarnated, because they've not learned, you know, then they'll want to go back and redo their life again, but in a better way, hopefully remember, because when you come down here, you're not supposed to remember. And someone said something about Trump being reincarnated as he was king somebody. I don't know who they said it was. I don't even know. I was watching. And someone said, oh, yeah, but that king was bad. And I thought, yeah, but if he was bad, maybe this time on Earth, he's got to remember that he's got to do it all different. If you get what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. Anyway, so what I was going to say as well is, I was sat in the garden, King Cyrus. Could be. I don't know who it was. So, yeah, it could be. So who knows? And that's all biblical and, so I'm just saying. Anyway, I was in the garden, looking about. I think I did a little video before, I'm not sure. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, look at the things that are still in, things that are dying off, but the things that are regrowing, and it all goes back to love, because we are all from one and we are everything, and everything's in everything, and the source is in everything. And I was just thinking, what makes your soul sing? What makes your soul sing? What makes your heart sing, your soul sing? Are you doing the things that make your soul sing? You know, like I come on singing, I don't care anymore if everyone thinks I'm daft, because I feel like I need to do that at that time. I know about Jerusalem and yeah. But talking about the soul now, so I don't know why I wrote this down. Like a bird, yeah, like a bird, set it free. If you're with someone or there's something you're doing like a job and you really, I know, because down here it's material, so people going about money, but is your heart singing? Is your soul singing like a bird? Is it singing because you're free to express, or do you feel caged up, like where you're working out in a relationship because someone's telling you not to do this and not to do that? You're not owned by anyone. Fly away from what doesn't make your heart sing, your soul sing, I should say, both same thing to me. I've put things like most plants. What have I wrote here? See, I don't even know what I've written. I just write things down and I'm like, what's this? I'll jump in chat, I'm just writing down what I've wrote, because I sat in the garden, wrote this out, and I never know what I'm writing. Most things like plants and things like that, plants, if you're thinking of plants, because I was in the garden looking at flowers, die if they can't find the light. What's your light? What is your light? I'm not just talking about sunlight, though we need that, and that's another thing. The sun, in all its glory, shining warm light. Why so bright? Why so bright in the sky? This big light in the sky, so we can see it. And remember, always look to the light, especially in your darkest times. There will always be a light, big or small, whispering, come from the darkness to the light, reminding us we are all the light. We are all the light. We came from the light source. This is just what came in my head when I was in the garden, so I'll read it out when I come into chat. Sit in me a while and recharge your solar batteries. Ponder while I bless you with my rays of light, light codes, activating your whole being. Why am I there so bright so you can see me? I am Ra, your day, sunlight, and she is the moonlight, your dream world. And then, that's what just came into my head. Because I was thinking, yeah, Ra's in the sky in the day, that's the sunlight we need, maybe the moonlight we need. I'm not going into discussion about the moon, but we need to recharge our solar bodies, plasma bodies, whatever you want to call them. We need recharging off the sun. So then you think of like, get your sun cream on and cover your body in sun cream, because the sun's really bad. The sun's not bad, is it? I don't know if we have to bake ourselves in it. I think we need to do a lot of sun gazing and having bits of charging up in it a bit, moving about. I don't think like frying yourself in sun, cooking yourself, slapping loads of, what did girls used to do? All this oil, cooking your skin, and like, then we've got the sun creams to keep it off, when really we need it for vitamin D and stuff like that. So they're making out the sun's a bad thing, and it's not. If you live in a house that's dark, even if you've got little windows and that, I've seen people, they've had the blinds shut all the time. Open the frigging blinds and let the sun shine in. You know that song? Let the sun shine. Let the sunshine shine in. Let the sun shine in. I don't care how big your windows are or small. Will you please let the sun shine in your house, please? Our light should be peace and love. Exactly. Also, yeah, it's just all that thing about, the sun's bad for you. Do we actually really know what it is? It's our big solar. We're solar panels, aren't we? Us. Yes, I did. You get light codes from the sunshine. So that just came to me while I was sat in the garden before, having a quick. All I do is I have a quick brew for 10 minutes because it is cold, and I make sure I'm facing the sun. And I did it again. I closed my eyes this time and I'm getting that blue dot. But this time, that colour, it looked like a head. No neck. It just looked like a head, like a circle, and a bit of as if it was shoulders. But it's that blue colour. And that's what came into my head. Because we need charging up from the sun for our bodies. We need charging up the sun for light codes. We learn about light language. And then I know it wasn't it's not a warm sun stain, it wasn't direct, so about the glitters in your don't know if Callum's seen it. A lot of us are getting a bit glittery palms now under your skin, and these bits of black things coming off. Yeah, that's crystalline bodies, light bodies, and a few of you on here have said it's happening as well. It's just amazing balls. And all of it's a frequency, and that's what I was saying the other day. It doesn't matter what path you're on. Someone's saying, well, I did it this way, you're doing it wrong, you should be meditating, you should be doing that. No. Like the lovely Fifth World and T Taylor's channel with the, the light body ascension. Everyone does it in their own way. Some are here to put stuff out in a positive way, like I believe I am with the way I talk about stuff. Some are here with seeing things in the sky, though I've seen a few. Some are here doing the channeling thing. We're all here doing different things to wake people up to the frequencies that are coming in, that are here now, coming in over very strong next year, and so on, and your body's got to be on that frequency to, be going to the fifth dimension. Take your brain to another dimension. Take your brain to another dimension. Play close attention. I didn't say that. I just said I think some people think, oh, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that. Everyone comes to the same path at the end of the day, and everyone... Like some people say, oh, I've not seen that shiny thing on my hand. You might not do. You might see something else. Some people say, like, well, see dead people. Well, it's different dimensions coming in because the veil is very, very thin. It's about to go. It's very thin. And I believe that, I take information from everywhere, but I don't believe everything everyone says. I just take it and think, yeah, I think that. But I think that anyway. Some people meditate, see things. Some people astral project, go to other places, remote viewing. Some people will see what they think are entities coming in. Other people won't. It depends what frequency you're on as well. Yeah, people do get stuck, but I've also learned that I can only talk about what I'm talking about. If people don't believe it, that's up to them. We can't help everybody because they have got to follow their own path, and it's like they said, people will wake up in the end. Like someone said the other day, and I believe this as well, we couldn't have all woke up at the same time because we all would have been like, who would have been there to help us to go, what's all this about? So we know this has been happening for years and years, especially in the 60s. And then they tried to suppress all the hippie movement, as everyone sees. As I used to get called hippie dippy, because of what I believe in. Because people have had to wake up over time to tell people. And that's why it's faster now, because it's happening. It's here. It's that time. Every so many thousands of years it happens. It's happening. It's happened. Shift has already happened. So I said you can look on, the internet's bad, but it's good as well because you can see people talking about different stuff. It's the same stuff all over. People are connecting. And if we didn't have the internet, because like I said before, yes, we know about mainstream media. We know about the internet. We know it's YouTube. We know it's Twitter, Twatter. We know it's Facebook, something else I could say about. We know it's Instagram. We know about that, but also it's good because we wouldn't be able to communicate properly at the minute, maybe in the future, with people thinking they've gone mad, and then people are like, oh, I've got this on my hat, oh, I've got this, oh, I've got that. Thank God there's someone else who can talk about this thing that I thought I was going through. That's why I believe way back, people used to commit suicide. I spoke about this the other day. They thought they were going mad. They didn't have people to talk to about it, and everyone else is in the, when we're in the material world and like watching things, and everyone thinks you're mad. The people who are mad are the people who are right, if you know what I mean. It's the normies. I feel like making a bag saying, what was I saying? Mad is the normal. Do you know what I mean? It's like normal's the mad. You're mad because you topsy-turvy world. They call us mad when we know the truth, but there's too many people. That's why I said it does interlock with Q. Don't care what anyone says because we've heard about the spiritual fight with Q. So we know about that, but I don't need to talk about that because people who know, no, it doesn't really matter. Whatever, like I said, we all come onto it. Or we can come on a different path. We can come through a different religion, a different belief base, but we all get there in the end. Like I said, there's the DNA, the DNA doing this, and you've got, it's like two serpents, and they come up to Ra or the sun or whatever it is at the top, the picture that I mostly see, which is in Star Trek as well, on the back of the doors. To me, that's like good and evil, right? You choose on this world whether you want to be good and evil. You've got free choice. It's when you go to the light, then you'll see what you've done, and then you'll feel the pain of others, and then you might think, they go like this, but they all come to the light at the end of the day, don't they? And our DNA's been messed with. We were light beings, weren't we? Oh yes, I was just talking about that. It's very exciting. Dots are being connected all over the world now, people on different parts of the same journey. Exactly, and that's the same with religion, because people go on, my religion's right. I'm not religious because I see they put stuff in there to keep people off the truth. But there is truth in the Bible. As we know, there's truth in all religions, but they're all been tweaked. And everyone fights over, my God's better than yours. It's the same. It's the one source. It's the creator, one source, energy source, whatever you want to call it, the creator. But they've all messed it up, so everyone's arguing and fighting. So when people realise it's one, and we are everything, that's why I said if you went to the light and saw what you were doing to other people, you would therefore come to the one, come to love, because that's how it should be. You wouldn't do to others that you wouldn't do to yourself. And that's what's going to happen, because the duality of this world's going to go. The frequency's coming in where it's not going to be about duality, that dividing thing, the label thing in the material world that I've been saying in my own way. It's about uniting, and it's about unity, oneness with all, because we are all from one. But we are all individual, but we are all from one. Doesn't matter what colour skin you've got, doesn't matter what religion you're in, doesn't matter what side of the world you live on, if you're Middle Eastern, it doesn't matter. Like I said before, people have got to wake up to, people in the Middle East have got to wake up to the people in the West have had the blinkers on, because a lot of them watch the news, so they think that we're sending our troops over there for something to help them when it's not. And then people in the West need to realise that that's a load of rubbish as well, if anyone gets what I'm saying. We've all been put against each other. So when people start going about this religion and that's it's Muslims and it's Islam, no, it's not all people like that. So people have got to wake up to. At the end of the day, everybody in every country around the world, whatever religion you are, whatever, I'm not religious, we've all been deceived. The witch trials, think about that. This is what I'm going to talk about now. Feminine divines coming in. They burnt those witches at the stake, didn't they? So if I find this that someone put on yesterday on today on someone's channel, I thought, yeah, it says it all there, didn't they? Keeping you in fear that they were bad people. I'm not saying there isn't bad witches, because down here, like I said, it's duality. There's good and bad of everything. There's good in the church. There's good and bad witches, if that's what you want to call them. You know, I was into that, still am. That's what we are. We're all magic. You wizards and wizards out there. Wizards and witches. Women witches, men wizards, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, God is all. It's all one. But duality on this earth isn't. It's labelling you to keep us apart and fighting. So, let me see if I can find this. And if you know how history's been told of who was in charge at the time, writes the history. So they'll write in the books, they'll put it on the news, of whatever, of these people were bad, and this is what happened. We all know damn well, no it wasn't. So, let me find this. The last documented European witchcraft execution was in 1895. You've been beating yourself up inside your own head, I'll come into chat in a minute, about not stepping fully forward as a woman in today's free society, not getting your voice all the way out, making as big and as an impact as you could. It just goes on about something about a woman in the British Isles, the last one to be. Was it Janet Horn, accused of witchcraft, died in 1727. As the last person to be executed legally for witchcraft in the British Isles, right? Then it says, it goes on a bit, so I'm not going into all of that, I'm going into this bit, where it says, Catherine Respond was strangled and burned to death for witchcraft in Switzerland in 1731. Maria, something or other, the last person executed for witchcraft in Austria was beheaded in 1750. Anna somebody. The last person executed for sorcery in Sweden was killed in 1704. And Bridget clearly was killed for witchcraft in Ireland, see, it's all over, in 1895. That's almost the 1900s. Somebody says. And then it says, let that sink in all the way, breathe. Next time you want to go to harsh self-abuse for not getting it by now or doing it by now, think again. Get curious as to where your blocks are coming from. We know that the witchcraft, these women were burned and butchered for practicing was healing people, right? Let's get it right. Healing people, knowing things, seeing things, saying things, and owning their sex. Boom. And that's why they killed them. Is that not a bit what's like going on today with not just women, it's men as well, suppressing women and stuff? Because they knew things. They worked with herbs to heal people with herbal medicine. Because Big Pharma don't want that, do they? Why? Because it makes money. Knowing things. What did they know? Were they knowing about different dimensions, different beings, spiritualness? Because it was a church that didn't want that coming out. I'm not saying churches are bad. I'm saying some of the people that got in, trying to hide it from us, seeing things, saying things. What? Talking the truth. Oh, they didn't like it because it was against what they were bringing in. Just saying, so don't anyone get offended. Or owning their sex. Women, men as well, but I'm talking about divine, the feminine divine that I believe in now are very powerful. That's why they've tried to suppress women in certain countries, I think, because they know we're powerful. Because what it's going back to, I'm sick of being told what to think and say. Yeah, and what it's going back to is, it's not this, I'm a feminist. I'm not a feminist, not in the way it's gone today, because it's gone a bit feminazi. You know, it's gone over the top. Women are doing all these marches. Oh, yeah, women's rights. Yeah, we had all that. But they're shaving their hairs off, they're shaving their hair off and looking like men. It's not about women turning into men, being more masculine. It's not about men turning into women being more feminine, because that's what's been going on if you've been looking around. That's what's been pushed. It's about, I see it as, we've had the masculine for a very, very long time, been in charge. Don't anyone get offended. Men warring, men want to fight, men want a war. See going on in this country with things that are going on in this country at the minute. That's why I don't talk about it that much, because it'll smooth out all over the world. Men warring, fighting, greedy men warring, fighting, because that's what some men are like. And I don't mean being offended. Yeah, the alpha male, you do have a feminine side to you. It's not about being like a woman and, oh, I've got to change my gender. Don't anyone be offended. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not about that. Or women change. It's not about that. The feminine divine that's coming in, because we've had too much of the male, and now it's time for the female to come in. If it's yin and yang, the female needs to come in now. It's going back to, what's it going back to now? If all this stuff's happening and we're all beginning to see that we're all from one and it's all about one love, then the feminine divine is coming in, which is nurturing, kindness, love, beautiful things even, like women be beautiful. That's what you're meant to be. It's not about you've got to look like a bag of shit because we're getting told you've got to be more masculine. You shouldn't be like, no, it's about beauty, and that's not about the beauty of a woman. That's about the beauty of the things around you, because that's how women are. They like beautiful things. It's not about being greedy, but we like beautiful things. We like to look nice. That is the divine woman. Yes, men be strong, but you don't have to be warring. Be strong-minded in, like I said, with Trump and China. China respect Trump now because he's put his foot down and said, no, you're not taking the mick anymore. Because that's what was going on. That's how I believe the Chinese do it. They respect you if you're a stronger leader. The person who was in before was doing things on purpose, so money was getting taken from America and this, that, and the other. We know what was going on. They actually respect when the other leader is stronger and is telling them, we don't have to fall out, but no, we're not having this anymore. If anyone understands what I'm saying. It's not about going into people's countries and killing people and doing this, that, and the other. That's gone now. The divine feminine's coming in. It's time for the woman. But people see that as the woman, like, the age of the woman, like, the women are going to take over and, like, they're going to be more masculine and, like, no, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about we're all being in the divine feminine, even the men. You do have a feminine side. It's about nurturing. It's about caring for the earth. Women are more like that. We know that. If you think about split roles, people say that's sexist. So what? Women are the ones that cooked. Let's talk about the 1950s and 40s. They were the best times. The people from then and generations after that were our sort of elders, if you think about it. They knew better than us. When you think about it now, they did. And it sounds a bit sexist, but it's true in a way. I'd like to go back to that. Yeah, women cooked, they nurtured, they looked after the kids. Now we're all moaning because we haven't got enough time and work hard. Yeah, some women want to work, but us with kids, and it's like, I haven't got enough time and, oh, I'm stressed out all the time. Well, that's what we asked for, didn't we? If you get what I'm saying. I love men. I love men who are strong, but I don't mean warring, you know, this. I'm sort of talking about that stuff. I love men to be men, and I love women to be women. But I'm saying the divine, yeah, power to the women. Yeah, the power of the woman's coming in, as in the nurturing, spiritualness of the nurturing, the kindness. Women are not really, apart from Hillary, are not really warring, are they? It's the men that were warring. We've had enough of that. And we see this time going. Trump sorting out for all the wars and that. South and North Korea, shaking hands, just showed you a picture. Because people will know what's happened with the wars and how we've been deceived and it's not been what we've been told, there will be no wars. Also, beings from other places don't stand for nuclear stuff. So it's the end of the wars. We're going into a new world, a new frequency, a new beginning. Things have got to die off to come up. Like, people are getting scared. Like, oh, what if the economy goes down? So what? It's the taking down of the old guard, which was done by men. I'm not saying men are bad. I'm just saying that it was done by men, greedy men. Over the years, this is what I'm saying. Now it's time for the women. So it's not like freaking out going, oh, not feminazi. No, I'm not talking about that. It's about the kindness, the loving, the caring, the nurturing. Not just nurturing of thy neighbours, thy friends, thy family. It's the nurturing of Mother Earth. Mother Earth has been crying out. Feminine divine's coming in. And that's all I can say. That's how I see it. You might not see it like that, but I come on here to... When I think something, I have to put it out. I was supposed to be cleaning the house and I thought, no, I need to come on now. I need to get this out of my system because this is what I feel. This is the thing that I wrote down when I was sat in the sun. I needed to get it out. And that's why I've always said, make your house beautiful. Have a beautiful home. It's not about, oh, you've got to be spiritual, you're not allowed anything. Get plants in your house. Be the divine, be it beautiful. Let light in your house because your home is your little temple. And no matter what's going on out in the world, if you've got something you can come home to when you're coming home from work, because believe it, future's going to be a good future. I believe it in my heart. And in the end, when we all start working together, because that's what it's about, it'll be beautiful all over the world. Yes, it will take time. There's lots of things that are still being taken down. There's lots of things, you know, on the outside world, like people going to prison and all these things that are happening. At the end of the day, come into your spiritualness and go within as well. You can have a lovely home. It's not about people saying, oh, you know, we are still on the money system at the minute, but it's not about that. Make your home lovely. That just might, you might be making things yourself, but let the light in, open them blinds, let the sun shine in. That's what we work off. When you come home from work, if you've got a really crap job and you can't leave, you can leave, but I know what you mean. It's the money system at the minute, innit? Oh, yeah. Make sure that when you're coming home to a loving environment. You know, if you're not in a loving environment, then you need to maybe change things about that. That's why things are changing. Things are falling apart. Everyone sees it as, oh, God, it's really hard. It is, but some things need to fall away. Make sure your home's full of light. Make sure it's full of the things you love. Make sure it's your little, you know, little place of love. That when you come home from a crappy day, even though you're trying to block it out, that you're coming home, that's somewhere it fills you up and it recharges your batteries again. And if you've got a balcony, if you haven't got a garden, make sure you are getting a bit of sunlight at some point to ponder. Off the internet, off your phone. I just left them in the house, went in the garden. Apart from when I went and filmed that bit, I went and got my phone. But that's when this was coming in, what I was thinking about. And get a lot of plants and stuff. There's John, the new addition to the family. You know, and just make it somewhere that you want to come home to. How horrible to come home to somewhere that you don't want to come home to. But, do you know what I'm saying? So, because I see so many people have like the blinds shut. It's like, you let the light in your home. What's going on? Let the sun shine. Oh, well, if you've got stinky socks, Callum, you need to wash them. You know. You don't have to be lonely if you're on your own, you know what I mean? You can fill your days with lots of things when you come in. You can be crafting. And like I said, if you're coming back to a loving home and your home's full of things that you love to look at and it makes you feel, you know, inviting, then you won't feel lonely. You'll feel lonely like, yeah, let your life flow and let your love flow. Like I said, I knew a guy that when I went round to his house, I walked in and I was like, and he was depressed. And I walked in his house and I thought, no wonder. And it's not about money, having gorgeous things. You can make things and just have a few things or lots of things, depends, everybody's taste in their decor is different. But this person just was like, I know, this person was like, he liked it minimalistic, but I was like, yeah, but it didn't feel like me walking in did not get I know him, but if it was anyone else, you wouldn't have known what sort of person he was. And he said he felt depressed, and I thought, no wonder, because his house was like sterile, and there was nothing in it, no plants, no nothing. It was like it was like, no wonder you feel depressed when you come back from work. And he was in a job where it was quite stressing. I thought, you're just walking into an empty shell. I know we can go within, but there's also without, because it's two coming together. You can have a beautiful home. You've got to have beautiful things. That's what women, the divine feminine that's coming in, that's what women are about. Beautiful things. They like beautiful things, not being funny. Men like to look at beautiful women. Women like to make themselves look nice to men. They like beautiful things. But it's a bit like, of course you're going to be stressed and not want to go home to a home that's sterile and is not full of anything, even if you're on your own or not. It's a bit like, what's going on there? So, yeah, exactly. That's why I don't listen. So, I'm a hoarder. I'm a bit of a hoarder, but be a good hoarder if you're going to be a hoarder. That's why they say, oh, get rid of it. I know there's big hoarders. The big hoarders. And obviously you can't hoard that much. The people I've seen on telly where they literally can't move because they've got that much stuff. I say, get rid of stuff. Like, I'm going to take some stuff to the charity shop tomorrow because I got some stuff from the charity shop today. So I'm going to take some stuff to the charity shop tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying though? You should surround yourself with things that you enjoy, because no, you can't take them with you when you go, but enjoy them while they're here. If it makes you happy and it makes your soul sing, it's going to make you feel better when you come home. Let's go skiing together, darling. I've never been skiing. So yeah, so what songs did I say was coming in my head? So yeah, I had the what was it? Yeah, Donna Summer it was. It was a Donna Summer song before. It was a Donna Summer, I'm sure it was. If my dad's on here, I don't know if he's still here. It was a Donna Summer song. But yeah, the sun's a cold sunlight. I'll be looking for twinkles after on my skin. Yeah, the Brexit betrayal, the 9th of December. Yep. Thank you. I was trying to look for some stuff the other day and I couldn't find anything, so But it's all just coming together the way it should do. Sometimes, like I said with the coat, sometimes when you ask the universe for something, it comes in a different way. So when you say, oh, I haven't seen such and such body for ages, and all of a sudden you end up seeing them, and you're like, oh, what a coincidence that is. And it's like, no, you asked. Like this coat, I wanted a Barber, and it's not a Barber, but it's not by Barber, but it's like a Barber coat. I wanted a Barber coat. I was talking to my mum about the other day, and I was like, oh, I really need one. Like, I need one as in, because to keep me a bit warmer and rainproof for when I go on nature walks, and I sit in the garden with a coat and I don't want to get wet. And I've realised my other coat it was only a cheap one, is not waterproof. So something told me to go in the thrift shop today, and there it was. £5, got flowers on it, so we know it's a bit feminine. But I do love khaki green because it's earthy, and I think it's really cute. What is someone else's rubbish is someone else's treasure. And I feel like an elf in it. Just need a bow and arrow now. I think it's cute. Yeah, it's got a big chunky zip on it. A thrift shop is a charity shop, but a thrift is American, and I prefer to say American because it sounds nicer. So, yeah. And then, like I said, I got these cards today, which I'm either going to use in my handmade books, or maybe I'll use them as postcards, because they are actually postcards. £1. They're like little old-fashioned dollies, I just thought they were quite funny. I like vintagey stuff. And like I said, I'm going to go and get a hot brew and something sweet because I don't even know what time it is. I've not had nothing sweet yet. And I'm going to read that book that I got, you know, the big book that I got with all the conspiracy theories and things in it, all the like aliens and Yuri Geller in it and all that sort of stuff. And it's just a massive, big, thick book. And I think, like I was saying, I did think that I could make your own. I know I could make my own deck. Someone asked me actually. I could actually use this as a deck because they are quite funny. But yeah, I could do. I'll pull a card actually before I go because yeah, I'm gonna go and read that book because, like I said, I'm gonna read what I'm gonna do with that book because there's so much in it. It's really interesting and it's older. I remember the Labour thing fell out of it with Tony Blair on it of all people. Said to my dad, I think I need to burn it. I'm gonna burn it. Don't want that in there. Someone's using it as a bookmark. That's what they thought about Tony Blair at the time. I hope he's going to get done. But I'm going to go through that book and start reading it from the beginning and then I'll pick bits out that I want to read and then I'm going to come and discuss it on here and see what people think as a discussion. Not that I'm saying it's right or wrong, just a discussion because it's quite interesting, that book. Yes, Dolly's Daydream Oracle. Oh, cool. You could make your own. Yeah. Yes, a card, Callum. Mad. Which one? Oh, Nature's Whispers. Oh, Shadow and Light. Yeah, exactly. So, all the time, everyone comes to their own path at their own pace, on their own thing, and use their own devices the way they need to do it, the way they feel. Some people don't like cards. Oh well, I do. That's what I'm saying about make your soul sing. What you do, that's what I was supposed to be saying as well before I go. Tony Blair connected. Yeah, he is. Yeah, a lot of us know about that. Yeah, he is connected to, yeah, the Clintons and all that. We know he's actually in. If anyone's forgot, Q the Plan to Save the World. So if anyone's new to my channel and you haven't seen Q the Plan to Save the World by Storm Upon Us, you need to go and watch it, seeing as some people think it's not real. Tony Blair's actually in that film, meaning he's bad. But we all know that. But yeah, you know, some people don't like certain stuff. This is what I'm saying. You don't care what other people think. You do what makes your soul sing. If something makes you happy, singing out loud, doing whatever, as long as it makes you happy and you're not hurting anyone, then do it. Instead of being suppressed. You know, you can be in relationships and like I said, I was with someone like when they used to put music on in the car, I mean, how daft does this sound? I used to just, you know, like you're jigging away just to the music in the car and I got told to stop it. And I'm like, and it used to annoy me and I used to get angry because I think, I'm wanting to sing to this song and have a bit of a seat boogie in the car and you're telling me to stop doing it. But I'm being joyful. So how could it be annoying when someone's being joyful? Because you're a joyful killer. So it's just like, that's why I sing out loud now and I was. If I was with anyone, it's like, just do what you want to do. People think you're mad, so what? Mad people are always the good people. Yeah, he was, but, you know, that's in the film. You know, we all know about him anyway. He'll be going down as well. Right, see what jumps out. So, yes, Little John the tree is bare at the minute, but I'm going to start making him little decorations to put on his tree so we can put them on the 1st of December and that tree's to all you lot. Little John tree. It's the Qanon tree, that's what it is. I might put a Q on the top instead of a star. That's what I think I'll do. I'll make one. I will make one. Oh! The Dried Flower Fairy, which is quite funny because I was in the garden today and that's what I was actually filming if that film went out, the little mini one I put on. Sweet Memories. I don't really use these cards, so I don't know, so I'll go over to the book and find what it says. But I was in the garden looking at sweet peas that are still there, my tomatoes that are still there in November. Must be the frequencies I'm pumping out. I'll be checking my sparkles tonight. Sparkles. Let's see what it says. So I've not read this, so I don't know. Rally on Monday, maybe not to. Oh, okay. 5D, the 5th of December. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This darling little fairy just loves to collect memories, which I was sort of talking about before, because I'm talking about, like, you know, keeping your house full of things that you like memories and stuff like that. It's nice. Well, Callum, don't be sarcastic then. So, this darling little fairy just loves to collect memories. I don't do sarcastic people all the time because it just doesn't work with me. This darling little fairy just loves to collect memories and to treasure them. Oh, wasn't that what I was just talking about? Wearing them as garlands, their sweet faded fragrance reminding her of happy times. She helps you by collecting all your happy, sweet memories and keeping them from fading too. She has wings that resemble the wonderful butterfly, not the queen, which is renowned for the vast distances it can travel. So these memories may be of very long ago, down through the ages, but they are still able to fly to you and reach you with their messages of love and sweetness wherever you currently find yourself. Isn't that funny? Because well, it's not funny because, you know, it's always right, isn't it? Those memories from long, long ago, down through the ages, like reincarnation, stuff like that. So these memories may be of very long ago, down through the ages, but they are still able to fly to you. We get messages all the time, all the stuff that's going on at the minute, with messages of love and sweetness, messages of love, because that's what it's all about. And what else did it say? When you experience difficult and challenging time, the dried flower fairy flies to your side, shows you a moment that had forgotten, and magically the present moment transforms. I was saying that with what I said before with a little bit light. Even in your darkest time, there'll be a light. Even if it's little or big, you'll see it. And magically present moment transforms. You will always have her with you. Oh, is that her divine, is it? Most especially in the times when those sweet moments seem furthest away. Exactly. She will come to you and she will remain with you, except calls out of the blue, bumping into old friends, which I just said before, when you think about something and then it comes to you like an old friend. We say, I haven't seen them for ages, and then they come. A photograph of a loved one or a reminder of happiness coming to you in the sweet and serendipitous ways. I love that word, serendipitous. I can't even say it. What was that film? Was there a film called Serendipitous? I can't even say it. That film, I love that film. Fate. The dried flower fairy speaks. Can't even speak now. I'll come in chat in a minute. Very apt though. Yesterday was a day full of memories of JFK. Yeah, it was. Just putting that. Well, yeah. And then you know what's next. Do you remember that time when you played with the fairies in the garden? Yeah, I do. When I was younger and you used your, I do. Do you remember when your imaginary friend was more real than your own parents? What about the first time you ever noticed your shadow quivering in the light? Swam in the sparkling sea, held hands over, exchanged glances with someone you like more than just friends. When you were given a gift for no reason, hugged by a friend, had a perfect day, found messages from angels in the clouds. You seem to have forgotten all the precious moments. So I've been busy gathering them up for you. I now return them to you so your sadness can be transformed. Let happiness, bliss, and gifts for no reason become possibilities you believe in again. When I see your smile and treasure a moment from the past in the present, I know my work has been done. That goes right through me because a lot of it is to do with the past, how my generation and before, the older generations, lived, and how we used our imaginations and all that magical that they've took away from our children. Sorry, that's a fact. That's what they're doing. I watched someone the other day, I've talked about this before, the music industry, all this sexualising of our children. Oh, it's all right. It's only fashion. I can't remember. I know some people watch her. I can't remember. She's called Pursuit of Happiness with blonde hair, who I think lives in Spain. She's spiritual as well. She was talking about it. I have spoke about this before. Sexualising your children. Oh, it's only fashion. I'm going to put my little girl in this. No, they're sexualising your children. It's not just fashion. It's like she said, which is the truth. Fashion down in the day, way down in the ages, was by people of nobility and the royals. They say what we're wearing in fashion. So if they want sexual stuff brought out, it will be put out. And why is it put out? And the celebrities do it because everyone follows the celebrities. So just putting that out there. If you want to go to Pursuit of Happiness, she's got blonde hair. I think it's called Pursuit of Happiness. Watch that one, which she said, because we all know about that. So yeah. And it just reminds me of, we think back to our memories of my days as well, because when I was a child, it was different, and it should go back to that. Children should go back to that. Not all this stuff of constantly on computers, constantly just sexualising our children all the time. It needs to go back to that. Kids' brains can't cope with that. It's just ridiculous. Hi, Chant. How are you? I sent you some stuff. We're still, seeing a lot of stuff. Still on the, got a Christmas tree for everyone called John. And the rest of this is, I'll read the end of it. The divination messages. You may soon be experiencing little reminders of some of the sweetest, most fun and uplifting times in your life. The kind that have no great significance historically, but in the story that is your life, they are pivotal moments. It could be seeing a rainbow. Yeah, I have. A star shining. Oof, been looking at the stars, seen a few more things than stars shining in the sky. Or a photograph of your father holding you close in his arms, or receiving the knowledge and sudden realisation that something you did made a large and meaningful difference to someone else's life. Which I was just talking about before, about going to the light and you will see what you've done to others if you've been nasty. So there we go again. You have so many jewels. It's time to shift through the precious moments in memory, and by honouring these and feeling them again. Positivity, you see. Change the present for the better. This is what we're doing. The magic of your sweetest memories will be worked into the present moment, getting tingles, and your current struggle will be monumentally relived. And that transcendent feeling of being one with all, will return, giving you the strength to go on and to do what must be done. Is that not what we are doing? Call it star seeds, call it whatever, call it people waking up with frequencies and all this. Is this not what we're doing? Boom. Might not be to some, but in my little world of reality, that is what we're doing. Talk it, talk the truth, speak it, don't be afraid. I just think I might just plonk her over there. That's to all the people that think this sort of thing's wrong when it's not. Exactly. It's always a card that I've been taught. It's always a card that flips out, because I don't do it like some people do. I wait for it to jump out, and it's always what we've been talking about, because our intuition, we know, our over selves know. We already know this, but, sometimes we like to, thingy it. Anyway, Charm, just because you're on, did you see ITV reporting yesterday about QAnon? I could stop laughing. And what the people in the UK need to go and do is go over to John B. Welling, is it Welling? Channel, and find out about when he's done the talks on, where did my dad said, Syria and Yemen and all that sort of stuff with Gaddafi. Because a lot of us know about Gaddafi, and a lot of us know that he did do actually good things for his country, but that's not how they reported it. He was actually in that yesterday. Yeah, John B. Wells, he was actually in that interview. And guess what? He goes on Q channels. He doesn't talk about a lot of that stuff. He talks about the stuff Q's talking about. So I'm like, things that make you go, things that make you go, why was he in the interview yesterday? Confirmation, the word you were looking for. Yeah, confirmation. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Ella. Is that what it's called? I love all this sort of stuff. Da, 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 da. And I saw my shiny hands yesterday. It's not shining in this light anyway, because it's a dull light. It's not bright sunlight. It's not bright sunlight outside. Like I said, it's a bit like Twilight, where the vampires lived. So when they actually went up the tree, like I said the other day, and they got in the glistening sun, that's when they had the glistening skin. But it's like Twilight. Well, it was yesterday. It's not bright sunshine. It's not raw. Soul Seed. I've been watching Dolores, is it Qanon? She's really good. I have seen her before, but I'm sort of re-going over stuff. It's good. Yes, well, funnily enough, before I go, the other year, I got called, one was a light worker, one was a star seed, and I was like, what are people going on about? That was last year, I think. And I was like, was it the beginning of this year? And I was like, what? What's going on? Shimon, I don't know what's going on, Shimon. That song's coming in my head again. I saw a heart in your hand. You saw a heart in my hand. Oh. And then it makes me want to sing, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. There was a woman, and I know Charm knows of this woman called Seven, who had a channel. Something to do with, I do believe this, people in the picture of the palm of your hand. Oh, thank you. I've not watched a lot of her channel, but she got something out that she was bringing and took it to the BBC or somewhere, took it to somebody and they stole it. You know, we know they steal people's ideas and it could have made lots of money, but obviously someone else got that. And I don't actually know what it was, but she said it was, thank you, she said it was something to do with frequency, music, making people better. And I thought, yeah, because if you're dancing, make your own dances up to a certain frequency of music, especially like 432 and others, not the one we've been told it is. Through the frequency of obviously love, sound, you know, music, the frequencies, that makes people better. And it was something she was doing, and she was called Seven. Do you remember when I said I got that number 7? So, yeah. What's it about, Callum? I have seen the Mystery of the Gnomes as, not the Gnomes Homes. I have seen a thing on the little people in different countries, you know, like some people call, that people have seen. Is it a film? Is it a channel? What is it? It's flipping brilliant. What is it? We'll all check it out. What is it? A film? A series? Or is it just like a little, you know, I don't mean a documentary, just a little thing someone's put together? Is it about the houses of the... I've seen ones about gnomes and stuff where, you know, in places like Sweden or somewhere, about sightings of, you know, the little people. Yeah, everyone does gnomes and... Oh, it might have been like Nordic domestic. Yeah, someone like that. No, it's just something different. Doesn't mean that... I'm asking you what it is. It's what you do me, didn't you do? I'm asking you what it is. I might get over there and it'd be something stupid. I don't know. No, I can obviously tell what it is, but I was just asking you what it's about. Bye. I'm going now anyway, so I'll be having a look at a few things that people have said. I'm actually just going to pull one of these out as well because I feel like it, because these are my favourites. Before I go and put the heating on because it's freezing. And get something to eat. What am I talking about? I've got blueberries in front of me. Come on. Come on, Callum. It's 17 minutes. Oh, is it 17 minutes? Ta-ra, duck and fellow ducks. Well, I'm just going to pull one more card and then I'm off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because of the wonderful riddles. It is freezing. My feet are freezing. I've got my slippers on. I need to put the heating on in a minute. Somebody stole the gnomes for a world and round trip sending photographs from... Oh, yeah, I've seen them. They're hilarious. Oh, I'm just getting that song in my head now. Trees of green, do-do-do-do, da-da-da-da. My granddad's favourite song, do-do-do-do. Then I think to myself... What a wonderful world. Oh, it's that one again. Perfect setting. The stage has been set, people. It's a perfect setting. Paint your reality. Let the sun shine. shining. Anyway, so there you go. Today it's 14th. I suppose today, and I think to myself, oh yeah, what a wonderful world. You know why you can tell it's a wonderful world as well? Because there's wonderful people like you lot and many more around the world that are thinking on the same wavelength. As long as it's all good people, you know. So, I shall maybe see you later. We know I can never not stay off if something pops up, but I'm trying to have a day off, but it never works, but we'll see. So, have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are, whatever you are. Remember to do what makes your soul sing. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or thinks you're silly or doesn't believe you or thinks you've gone whack. Doesn't matter. It's about filling your soul up with a lot of light and frequencies of happiness and love. Also, get your home beautified. Make it somewhere, I know most people do, make it somewhere you want to come home to. Sing out loud. Dance in the kitchen. I dare you to do it tonight if you don't normally do it when your husband comes home, your kids, and just do a boogie and they'll just be like, what you doing? But then it also might make them laugh, which is good because that's a fun medicine. Give them a hug for no reason. Just all that great stuff. Sing out loud. Make stupid little songs up and sing them out. I do it to my son. I don't know why. I always go, my mum does a song where she goes, dun, 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 dun. I don't know why. She's always done that to the dog. So she does it when she comes in. She'll just all of a sudden do this stupid dance. And then what's the one I do? To my son. See, I can't remember it because it just comes out naturally. It's like, oh, what do I do? There's something I do. I can't remember. It just comes out. Like, my mum does the dun, 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 and then we all go, dun, 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 dun. So I do it to my youngest. And now he comes up to me now and again. I know it sounds bonkers and he'll just go out of the blue. Dun, 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 dun. And then I do it and then we're both going dun, 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 dun. Then we're just like, but he laughs at it. Because if he comes in the kitchen and I'm cooking, he'll say spin me around, so I spin around and just make a stupid dance. But it makes him happy, it makes me happy. So, you know, it doesn't matter how daft it is, does it, at the end of the day? So do what makes your soul sing, no matter what anyone else thinks. And also remember, the divine feminine's not all this gone wrong feminist. It just means about nurturing. We need to go back to Mother Earth. We need to be looking after that, ourselves, children, everything. It's everything. We need to be looking after this fantastic place that we live in. Yeah, it's hard sometimes and all that, but it's been made that way as well. So yeah, I might remember it. If I remember it, I'll say it next time. I can't remember. It just comes out naturally. But that's how we are a bit in my family. We just do, you know, just do what comes to you. So, see you later. Bye. Where we go, on we go all. Tiffany Nails, John Christmas Tree.